Anyway, I'm here. Sorry, it took a bit longer to start the stream today because my internet was acting up. I don't know why. It said I was downloading something. I think it might have been when I opened up the socks folder. It had to download all the images or something. Also, the game looks awful to me. Does it look fine on stream? It's like the game. Wait, oh, did I not revert that setting? Hold on. Why can I hear myself so much? Well, okay, is that better? Oh, that's worse. Or is it better? Hold on. Is that better? Oh, there we go. There we go. So my microphone has like a little bit of mic feedback, but I just reinstalled Windows this week. Well, installed Windows 11 this week, and I gotta say it's not good. Um, but a lot of my like a lot of like the finer settings kind of reset the things that I wasn't even thinking to check. Like microphone mic feedback. I cannot hear the game. There we go. I did not have the audio device selected. Okay, at least my hotkeys are still good. Hello, Pantabo. Welcome, welcome. Okay, gonna mute the game real quick because this might be loud. Hold on. Yep. See, this is what I expect. Oh my gosh. This seems reasonable. It's really loud for me, though. Oh, that makes sense. I have my headphones on 50% higher. You hope you finish the burner design someday? Well, yeah, hopefully we finish them someday. It is not looking like we'll finish by next Monday, which I was kind of expecting. Like it was a reasonable goal, but I've lost like 3 weeks the past couple months due to random appointments and stuff. Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't. I saw that part. Where's my chapstick? Okay, can I blame that on reinstalling Windows? Like, I misplaced my chapstick because I reinstalled my operating system, therefore it moved. Yeah, well, he can get the version 2. Well, once we confirm it's at least somewhat working. The version 1 I think needs to stay with me. Okay, so the text looks absolutely awful to me. Is that like a Windows setting? Is there some like weird scaling thing that I might have turned on? It seems to be it looks all right on screen, right? I mean, as good as it normally does with 1800 kbps. You'll make sure that it gets to have a horrible time. That's I guess that's that if that's the goal, then yeah, you don't need you don't need good you don't need good blueprints for that to be the case. Okay, interface, no graphics. No, that part's correct. But yeah, you know when like text is incredibly not sharp, like it feels like I need to wear glasses, but it's literally just the game. So I think I have some settings somewhere. I wonder. I was messing around with GeForce Experience the other day, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this off. Ah, yes. It is rendering the game at oh gosh, a little over 1080p. For some bizarre reason, I don't even have this open. You're supposed to not exist, but I'll figure that out a different day. The point is, I am now rendering at 1440p, so it looks way, way better than it was. But I guess, yeah, you just go away. I don't like you, GeForce Experience. You literally, I only have you because whenever I install drivers manually, they don't tend to work that well. I do not like GeForce Experience. It's awful. Anyway, let's get started. Is there no music? There's no music. Factorio music, why'd you stop? But yeah, this is what we did. No, this isn't what we did. What we did last time is we we did this, which is a little messy, and that's about it. It's a little messy. There's not much more to it than that. It's a little messy, and we'll have to figure out how to make it less messy at some point. But it works. It definitely it's functional. That's what matters. What's the rough bot production like? What do you mean? Oh, bots per second? Um, Less than one. Well, okay, it starts at like 2. And then once we get yellow sites up and running, it drops down to about like 0.7. Once we start prioritizing them to yellow science, I think. Maybe not 2. Let's see. That's at 0.6. Okay, so it's about 1.8. More than enough considering the time goal that you have with burner inserters. So once bots are all up and running, I think we have a net of up to like 1 bot per second. Yeah, we have about 1 bot per second after yellow science, which I think is way too many. I don't really know how much we need, but we just kind of keep building them because they're easy enough to expand with bots. Yeah, I do not think that's going to be a limiting factor of build speed. We're going to be limited more by our ability to have coal. How many iron lanes do you get before bots and for mall? Before bots? 2 lanes of iron. So I guess three full ore lanes. Plus a copper lane. And then I think... Oh, plus these 2. Okay, so that's 3 iron lanes, a steel lane, and 2 copper lanes. And then once bots go up, we upgrade them to steel, is the intention, maybe. It's possible, like, rebalancing original lane... rebalancing lanes is an option, but the thing is you can't really do that. Okay. Yeah, I was actually getting to that. The thing is, like, rebalancing lanes and using stuff like that, that depends on you knowing your build and having a lot of practice with the build. You can't really rely on something like that, like a buffer, if you don't really know how much things are going to produce or how long they need to produce. Like, buffers are great, except when they run out and then your entire base stops. So, sure, they might save a little bit of time, but you do have that added risk of, if you underestimate things, you just don't have a running base anymore. So there's no real reason to design around buffers, especially when you consider the fact that it takes like 2 minutes to set up a buffer with burner inserters. So buffers aren't viable with burner inserters. Like, you need to put 30 inserters down to be able to... No, that's not right. You need 60 inserters to be able to fill an entire lane with burner inserters. So they're not that good. They're really not that good at buffering. That's a lot of space, a lot of iron chests. So it really, it's not, I've not been able to justify it. You're mainly thinking about not relying on buffers, but have some stuff to throw around in the middle of the run because you will have balancing issues? Well, exactly, that's my point. I won't have balancing issues because we don't have anything built around, like, buffers or anything. Like, everything is just designed to take exactly how much ore is going in, and if it stalls, it stalls. But we don't have anything over requiring too much. So there isn't really a need. There is absolutely no need to have buffers. But like I said, it's not even a consideration because buffers with burner inserters, not viable, not worth it at all. Not like that, but if you realize you underestimated science times, dude, it's really simple math. I have 8 hours to research stuff. You do realize that, right? I can produce less than like half a science per second and make it. I have not underestimated science. Like, there are some things that might be underproduced, but nothing will be so underproduced that I need to fix it. The only real concern that we have is if things are fully broken. Um, we won't need to compensate for anything because we just have so much time for things to produce. We can afford to just waste a few minutes. Ah, that is not a fine joke. This is not, this ability is not an issue to joke about. Thank you. What were we working on? More module production main, more everything, steel and other resource buffers. So this one, steel might be viable. Steel very much might not be viable, or might be worth buffering. I don't really know what we use steel for. That would need a buffer though. The advantage is this isn't built by hand, so it's like it's actually an option. I just don't know if I need it, so we'll leave it there. Steel within the furnaces, I think can buffer, especially within a stone furnace. Yeah, the buffers within a stone furnace are not too bad. Because they produce so slowly. I think it buffers for, let's see, it can produce 0.625 divided by 5, right? 0.625 divided by 5, and it stacks up to 100? So that's 800 seconds? That's like 15 minutes. What did you stumble on? This is my burner 100% base. So it's a base designed to get every achievement using only burner inserters, which is interesting. Hell nah. But yeah, it's a fun design. I'm estimating we're gonna need about 20,000 inserters in the main base, and then our outposts are gonna have a total of about 50,000 probably, which is a lot. I did realize the other day that we're not producing as much red chips as I would like, so we do need another red chip production, which I think I should have expected. This is enough for RCUs and stuff, but we will need more pretty much immediately after this. The only issue with that is that we're running into like an issue where we're kind of making like a U, so we just kind of have these like voids, which is rough. Download the burner mods to stations. I mentioned this a lot. I have no interest in using that mod ever. It doesn't really do anything other than make it more clickbaity. It doesn't add complexity, and it does go against the rules of the run, which are to not use mods. But the main thing is like it doesn't really change anything in terms of complexity. Like it doesn't make it harder. It doesn't really make it easier. Because if you look at our designs, there's coal everywhere. So it's basically just a one-to-one replacement of power poles for coal. I think I will use that mod at some point, but not for this. Because someone is suggesting a mod that makes it that burner inserters are affected by fuel type. Like you can put rocket fuel in a burner inserter and it runs like 3 times faster or something like that. So I will be using that mod when I play through that one, just because I think having an assembly machine run 3 times faster sounds hilarious, because it's powered by rocket fuel. But other than that, we're just pure vanilla. Let's add a new stage. Oh, that's not great. It just said there's an error. I don't know what the error... Oh, I think I know what the error is. The mod... So this staging mod is not fully compatible with editor extensions. Oh, wait. What? Huh. 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 1.1. Okay. Never mind. This is not the error I thought it was. Glass bricks. Any chance you're here? Or anybody? Oh. Oh, the game crashed. Interesting. 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 Hello. Hello? My keyboard wasn't. Okay. For some reason, mute was not working either. So I was worried just everything was crashing. You can still hear the game, right? Oh, wait. No, that's background music. I was waiting for something to happen because I could still hear background music, but that's because when I use editor mode, I have it just playing in the background. Oh, and now game bar is working again. Cool. So, don't know what happened there. I might... Okay, what did I do? I clicked rebuild stage, and I clicked create new stage, and it made a new layer. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what that means. Should we try it again? Is there any reason to try this again? I mean, I might as well try it once, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna have a different effect. Okay, it seems to have stopped. Yeah, literally, it is missing all of these middle layers, which is not good. You feel like the game crashed again? Doesn't look like it. It crashed when it did this. I was really hoping it would crash again immediately. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is it because of editor extensions? I know technically the mod is not compatible with editor extensions. Also, game bar is the worst. I don't know if anyone's used game bar ever in the history of like the universe. It's awful. There's really no reason to. But yeah, Windows 11 has game bar, and you can't actually just disable it. You have to do like registry edits and also like run some shell command to uninstall it. But you have to do both, which is annoying. And I did, and it only like partially uninstalled. Okay, well, this is a very broken version, so that's why. Well, let's just load. Let's load the one before he named it test. Okay, so we can no longer use the staging mod for some reason. What could be interfering with it? What do we have installed? Linux has a lot of issues though, especially when it comes to like recording and stuff. I have no problem with it aside from needing to use software for streaming and editing and stuff. I've not heard great things about Linux for anything other than productivity. A mod deleted your message. Yeah, links are not allowed without a request. But that one seems fine. Oop, figuring out. I don't know why that said figure. Oh, right. I had internet issues. There we go. Yeah, that one seems fine. What is it? Just a summary of Arctic Linux? Okay, so what do we do? What do we do about this? Okay, I guess if I think this could be the problem, this one could also be the problem. I don't think these are conflicting with it. Yo, Bep, what's up? Thanks so much for the resub. Get Linux and reload saves. It's definitely an option. I feel like it's not the fastest option. Okay, what else? Pipe visualizer. Okay. I don't know if this. I don't think that one's conflicting with it. But yeah, now it's the fun troubleshooting of just reinstalling every mod and seeing how it works. Okay, I guess we'll name a new as test. It's either pipe visualizer or editor extensions. That's my guess, or not pipe vision. The connections indicator, because those are the two that have had the most conflicts with the mod. Okay, so we just after current. Okay, so it hasn't. That has not fixed it. PL dummy entity. See, if I knew what that was, I guess things would be easier. Yeah, I'll just delete all the ones that I think are a problem because I don't actually need any of them. There we go. One of these has got to work. I hope. Because I think the other ones are suggested when just using it. Okay, moment of truth. Does it work? Hello, Pantabo. Welcome back. Okay, does this have... You sent something on Discord. I'll check it out at the end of the stream. But you're good. That's not what I meant to do. I don't know if I broke things. Okay, I don't think that broke anything. I just clicked the wrong button. Unexpected error. Didn't we delete this? Okay, now it's more now it's more broken. um huh. Okay, so I think I know what to do. Yeah, okay, I know what to do. Does anybody know how to use this? Is there a button to export everything as blueprints in this mod? There is, right? Or is that a different mod? There we go. Export. Okay, cool. So here's the plan. We make a new save. And we abandon this one because it clearly has some issues that are breaking things. And we have to hope that the export button works. Now, if the export doesn't work, we do have a backup option. It's just a little bit more tedious. So we reload this without editor extensions, which is a little bit annoying. We don't use editor extensions that much, but I really like the massive super substation thing. I wonder if there's a mod that just adds the substation. Factorio large reach power mod. Like, that's all I want. Literally just want to be able to power my base with like 5 electric poles. That's the only thing I care about when it comes to editor extensions. Yeah, we can export everything into a book. Cross our fingers to hope it works. Okay, and it shouldn't have anything weird in it. Okay. Is there a way to set is there a way to set a grid in the book? Isn't there a debug setting to disable the icons? Which icons? Oh, you mean these ones? Yeah, we keep them off while we're editing generally. But I just meant like to power my base while I'm working on it. Like when I'm testing to see if something is running. I need power to it. But the issue is that, gosh, yeah, how do we, I guess I can just manually set the grid. You mean apply the grid to all blueprints? Yeah. Like give it, I don't know if it would be absolute. I think it would be absolute, right? Or is it just like a manual thing? Like how do they align them here? Not that one. Which one's the actual base? Main base, there we go. 8, 8. Absolute. Yeah, I mean, I guess at the very least, manually doing it isn't that hard. I just feel like there should be an automatic way. There should be, when Nefer anti-updates the blueprints, they don't need to update the grid. Okay, so there's probably a setting somewhere. That would be my guess. Oh, it could be under mod settings. It is not under mod settings. Okay. In blueprints? Am I just blind? Oh my gosh, it's right there. Thank you. 8 and 8. Actually, we probably needed to be like 16 if we think we might be doing this with the controller for the second half. There we go. Okay. Wait, did I edit the right one? Yeah, okay. Make blueprint book. There we go. That's a really cool button. There we go. Okay. Oh, offset? Is that not automatic? Yeah, I don't use blueprints much, so I don't really know. This is weird. Oh, I see what you mean. I, yes, I see what you mean by change the offset. Okay. uh, cool. I'm assuming offset it to the middle. Wait, did they manually change the offset? No, there's no way they manually change the offset. Oh, maybe it does it automatically. Maybe? I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what settings would be good for the offset. Can you compare the first stage with the last? First stage is there. Last is here. We don't really have a ton. Is that how I get the offset? Also, we don't need that down there. Oh, you mean the actual one? This one? Okay, well, I guess not 0, 0. 62, 112, and then this one is... I don't think this is technically the last one, is it? I think there's one more after this. Maybe. 278, 232. I don't really see a pattern there other than the numbers getting larger. You can look at the grid. The green square. Oh, okay. Oh, this thing. Oh, okay. So that's what's located in the same spot. Interesting. So it's always like in the center. Well, it doesn't seem to always be circling the same part. Or it just looks a lot different when it's zoomed out. It probably just looks different. Okay, it's different in here, but then this one, this time it's in the same spot. Not sure why that one's different. Okay, it's here that it changes. Maybe it just needs to be roughly in the same spot. Yeah, I have no idea how I would get that number. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna say this. We're just gonna do... We're gonna do 60 and 60. And see what happens. It's worth a shot, right? What's the worst that can happen? It only changes the first one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would do anything. Let's see, is there anything else? Just remember the grid starts at the top or bottom left corner. Oh yeah, like with the numbers and stuff. Yeah, but that's not the part that's tripping me up. I just don't know how to make that automatic. I just don't see them manually, like, changing all of them. Oh wait, that's whoops. I think I see the problem. Maybe? Maybe not. Yeah, that's not right. Well, let's try that. I was not changing the defaults. Okay, so how do I remove the over... Oh, wait, how do I remove the overrides? Now I don't want those overrides. Fascinating. Okay. Module replace infinity chest. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool button. Also may be useful for connecting things. That's, no, that's just for landfill stuff. Okay, I was not expecting today to be just me trying to figure out how to blueprint something with this mod. I thought it would be easier. I mean, it's not hard, it's just I need to figure out what settings it needs first. Okay, I think one of the stages is just messed up now. Maybe, oh, wait, maybe the trick is to just always have... your base go in one direction, because then the reference point's always going to be the same. I mean, that could be... That would work. That means the number is the same for all of them. I think this one is different. But we'll be able to figure it out. We got what we needed. Okay, so now we quit. No, we don't. Oh gosh, which one was it? Was it this one? No, it was not. This one. Nope. This one? Yeah, okay, this is the one we need to save. Okay, so main base. Yeah, basically, we run into the issue of we need to make a new save. I don't remember exactly how to do that. Yeah, basically things broke and we need to just repaste all the stages is what I'm thinking. Because we just, I don't know, for some reason this is messed up and everything seems to be breaking. I guess we could try the rebuild button and see if that fixes it first before we copy everything to a new one. But yeah, even with the mods deleted, things are very, very much broken. Yeah, let's give it one shot with this button. So it didn't work. That didn't... It's so immediate. I thought there would at least be something. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I need to remember how we made the world in the first place. Actually, wait. What if we load one? Do we have a version? I doubt it. I doubt we have a version before we started using editor extensions, which is when everything started breaking. And we just kind of rolled with it. Okay, new game. I think by default it does not clear everything. Oh wait. No, the mod brings it to your own like world, doesn't it? New project. Okay, right. Forgot about that. And now we no longer have a shortcut to enter editor mode, which is a little bit sad. But that's fine. We'll survive. Is there an import button? I imagine there's not an import button, because usually things don't break. Yeah, that's understandable. 2.1. That's the stage name. Oh, cool. Burner base. That's the project name. That's not how you spell base. That's the stage name. Okay. 2.1, 2.2, and these are the only numbers I remember, but that's fine because we have a blueprint book, hopefully. Okay, refresh. Let's see, where is this at? Main base. We don't actually have a blueprint for one. Okay, so far so good. We've literally pasted a single blueprint and I'm calling it good. Okay, so that's not a good sign. I'm glad it works so well right off the bat. Okay, I guess if we're really careful, we don't need snap to grid. Oh, we need to make a copy of the blueprint library, right? Forgot about that. How do I make a copy of them? Create a copy, and then we hold it in our inventory, right? Okay, so it did not like that. Don't know exactly why, but it says it didn't like it. We're not going to risk it. Okay, we'll re-blueprint those. Then we'll go to the next layer. We'll re-blueprint that. This is 2.3. Which, yeah, okay, I see why. Wait, what? Okay, I don't see what the problem is now. Why is it giving me that warning? Okay, it seems to be good now. I think it's because we hadn't... That was still the old link. Maybe I should have done the stages earlier? Nah, it's fine. Okay, 2.4, excellent. Okay, let me guess. It's still not aligned. Okay, I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Yeah, there's clearly something I do not understand about this, this exporting thing. But hey, we only have to do it once, right? Or actually, no, we'll have to do it like twice probably if things keep breaking. Moment of truth. Honestly, it shouldn't hate that blueprint, but the reason that I want it to be on the map view is because we have to do this in, or the reason I want them to be on a grid is because I want to do it in map view so it runs a little better, but that's not viable right now. That's definitely not super viable because we don't have any grid on, because we cannot get it to work. I think it'll be easier once we have our base not have random things on the side that are temporary, like this and this. These are definitely messing with things. Oh, this reminds me, we do actually have a coal buffer, so I guess we're not completely not using buffers. We do have one coal buffer. And even then, I'm actually not sure about that, so I might not even say we have that. But coal buffers are one thing you can kind of justify. But at the same time, they're not that useful, because I should be using coal pretty frequently, so they won't buffer that often. But yeah, you can build coal buffers fast. The fact that you don't need to have, you know, self-feeding or anything like that simplifies it. But to do an actual buffer, you have to set this up, then you have to set up outputs, and then chests, and there aren't that many places you can do full drags, so it just ends up being very awkward. And this is only half of a half lane, so it needs to be this large, as what it boils down to. Something like that, but with smart belt instead. Okay. Probably should not have done that, though, before I pasted everything, because if I didn't delete it properly, things are going to still... things are going to tell me that there's a there's a conflict between the layers if I didn't delete it properly, but hopefully we're good. Okay, 3.1, excellent. Let me guess, doesn't work. Yep. Don't know why I thought anything would be different. Okay, let's see if that worked. What all do we need to get done today, though? What all do we need for before lunch? So we got power armor done. And everything relating to power armor components should be finished. Did that paste? I think it pasted. It didn't really give me like a sign that it pasted, so it didn't, like I didn't hear it. But I mean, everything looks fine. But yeah, we got power armor done. We got combat robots done. A little less than they produce in a normal run, but not a ton less. We probably could have gone with like half of what they produced, but figured just it's cheap enough, and scaling it down saves like 20 miners, so it's not like it really complicated things to just do a full I think one combat robot per second. That's not what I want. We can leave that. That'll match up with our old base anyway. I don't know why. I keep thinking these should be swapped. Like at front, put it on the top. So I want it on the top. Current, goes here. But on the other hand, current is the one you want first, so that's why it's the first one here. They both make sense, just the way my brain works. They should be swapped. But that's definitely not a mod problem, that's a me problem. Let me guess, still broken, yep. Okay, yeah, I need to figure out what to do about the grid thing. Oh gosh, now it's harder to align. Wait, I guess I can align with the bottom left. For some reason I've been using like some random underground right here as an alignment point, but like I have this very obvious thing on the bottom left that I can visually look at. Okay, we click the right button this time, that's good. 3.2, 4.1. Okay, we're getting to out of balance territory. I forgot how big this blueprint was. I am curious. We've built a lot since we've compared base sizes, but I mean, we definitely have a smaller base than an actual run. Definitely, it's much smaller. Well, not much smaller. It's definitely getting less of a gap. Okay, this might work. Cannot build an... Oh, man, I just lined it up. Okay. See, that's what I've been worried about. Can't build an uncharted territory. It's like some random thing over here blocking it. But yeah, our base is getting close to the same size as a 100% run, I think. I actually might compare it, because I am curious. We still have the blueprints. We haven't included power plants, of course, and our outposts are much larger because they're just so much worse. Still uncharted territory, huh? What's the fastest way to do that? Should I just do like an ultra radar build? I think I might just yeah, I think that's my best bet because I keep forgetting things. Okay, so we disable all entities. We place a ton of radars with electric energy interfaces and substations. And then we just speed it up real quick and see what happens. Okay, yeah, that seemed to work. Okay, there we go. That way if there's like some random thing we haven't explored in the middle, this will take care of it. Okay, I think we should be good now. We need to be on 4.1. Oh, I see what's blocking it. I forgot about the power plant that we have awkwardly in the top right that shouldn't even be part of this blueprint. That's what was conflicting. Okay, this one's hard to align. Because the alignment, like if you can see where my mouse is, the center of the blueprint is like over by the mini-map, but I need to paste something in like the bottom left. So it barely fits on the screen. Cannot build an uncharted territory. Really? Still, okay. The power plant must be a lot larger than I thought it was. This really was not my plan for the day, but having things not working kind of breaks things. Unsurprisingly, broken things are broken. Hopefully without editor extensions, the problem's resolved for the future. I really hope so, at least. Assembly machine 1 is in the way. That seems bad. That makes me think that we accidentally downgrade at some point. Underground belt is in the way. Oh gosh, now there's conflicts. Is it related to the mod? Or is it related to the things that like didn't export properly? Okay, what could we have done wrong? How do we test this, I guess, is the real question. Enable all entities. Yeah, I don't really know how to figure out where these conflicts are. Maybe if I zoom out far enough? I don't see any red. Do you think it's like, If I shift click, what are the odds things break? That's what it boils down to. Does everything break if I force place this? I guess we can find out, right? Oh my gosh, I remember what it was. Okay, so a while ago, we had some issue with like undergrounds not deleting, and I think that's what's causing these issues. There's undergrounds where there's supposed to be regular belts right now, because they just wouldn't delete no matter what I did. I cannot get them to be replaced, and I was hoping the blueprinting would take care of that, but it clearly did not. So that's going to be fun to troubleshoot. I think I just have to accept it, and we just have to force place it and see what breaks, because there's not really a great way around that. And also, since I force placed this, I really have to hope that I placed it correctly, and didn't move the mouse. I don't see double of anything, so I think we are good there. Now we do one more stage, and this should be the last one we need to do, and hopefully things are properly done now. Aside from, the broken ones, which I really don't know what to do about. Okay, one more paste. Oh wait, does that have anything in it? This should have a lot in it. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think I clicked the wrong blueprint. Oh my gosh. It's chugging. We're getting like 10 FPS right now. But yeah, you can mitigate this by pasting things in map view. It's just not really an option right now. Like you have way better performance here. It just, it doesn't really work when you don't have a grid. Which is why it's so important that we put like a 16 by 16 grid or 8 by 8 grid on it. We just need to figure out exactly how we get it to work with the grid. I wonder, do you think it was because, do you think maybe it was because of the rails? Because we did have rails in one blueprint, but we didn't have it in our first blueprint. So I wonder if we accidentally put them on a grid that went a line, so then it had to shift it a whole 16 tiles to try to get them in the same grid. I don't know, that's my guess. It's literally based on nothing, but that's the only thing I can think of that would break the grid that badly, since everything past the first one seemed to align somewhat. Okay, there's like a 50% chance that broke. I have no idea how we'll know if things broke. We're gonna have some blueprint issues. I can guarantee that. So we're definitely not doing this next week. Considering we have like 5% confidence that things are working. Okay, now that things are finally pasted, we can hide the entity icons. That way they stop blinking on people. And now we duplicate the stage, and hopefully it gives us a new stage. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, burner 100 staged. I have so many saves. How many gigabytes? Someone asked me one time. I'm pretty sure I have like 10 gigabytes of saves. Let's see, does anybody know how much one save of Factorio is? Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh, I can have that. I can have it calculating size. Hold on while I play. Basically, I have 10 to 15 separate folders for Factorio. Every time I play a new mod or basically do anything, I make a new. We'll call this version 1.2. Anytime I play a challenge run, depending on what the challenge is, I might make a new stage or I might make a new folder. Editing stuff, I have different folders. So I have a lot of different folders of Factorio, which means my saves get copied every time. And I also make saves like this. So I have 45 gigabytes worth of Factorio installs, and I'm pretty sure only 10 of that is the game itself. So I'm pretty sure I have like 30 gigabytes of saves, which is a little bit much. Just a little. Okay, so we do need to finish plastic before we move on to the new stage, and that should be relatively easy. I believe this design overall is adequate. Let's see what we're doing down here. Okay, so this is splitting whole lanes of plastic, so we just need to get 2 lanes of plastic down. That's not too bad. I wish I had hot bars to go with. Let's see, we can do, okay, so there's an option, show infinity filters, blueprint book, and then also keep at least one. Okay, that means I won't get auto-deleted, and we also need a regular blueprint, so that way these don't get auto-deleted. Okay, and then we also need transport belts, exactly 200. Same for underground belts, exactly 100. I mean, I think 51 would also work, but there's no difference between the two. Okay, now we can use smart belting again. Don't know why it can't just materialize it out of nowhere, but that's fine. We'll just go straight through. We do have a lot of entity savings we'll be able to do later on. You can tell we're just using a lot of straight belts right now, and that's just because they're way easier to troubleshoot. Decreasing them to underground belts later is not that difficult. So we've only been doing undergrounds if it's necessary for the build, like here, where it's really hard to build without the undergrounds in the first place, because you need to be able to tell where belts can pass through. But if something like this, just perfectly straight line is a-okay. Okay, so how is this set up? It looks like this is an output, okay. We also will not need sulfur here, so that makes things, I want to say marginally easier, not really that much easier, but well, yeah, marginally easier. Plastic can all be on the bottom, I think that's fine. Okay, so for some reason, I think I have way more production than I need, right? That is in per minute, items per second. Actually, no, it's not that much higher, okay. So this can sideload. And then I guess we sideload halfway through. And then we send these down as well. Okay, and that gives us a full belt. Awesome. And then we do the exact same thing here as well. Sideload, sideload. We do not need this long of a stretch before. Actually, this doesn't need to be sideloaded. That's one belt saved. I'll take it. I'll take one belt in the 10 plus thousand that we need. Very much, very much useful savings. And that's it. That's pretty much all we need to do for plastic, because it's a incredibly easy design to do with burner inserters. I will say that. One of the nice things about burner inserters, if it uses exclusively coal, it's easy to build with. If it uses coal and another resource, it's not so easy to build with. Should I do a double plastic lane here? I might do a double plastic lane here, because I was saying we needed more red chips, right? Like immediately after this. I don't remember the numbers, but yeah, we need more red chips pretty much immediately after this. So realistically, we can just extend it this way. Why do I have this on both sides? Actually, wait, how much coal does this use? This uses almost an entire belt of coal. Okay. So yeah, it is good that we have more than enough coal going in. But yeah, I'm imagining... Let's see, we can make a red belt. Red belts they're not cheap. I don't want to say cheap at this point, but we could use a red belt and split it. That is a viable option. Advantage of doing that is that it saves a lot of entities. But I don't think it's a ton. Let's just get a rough estimate. Okay, it will save like 50 entities at the expense of being like twice as expensive. That's not that great. Actually, I think it's way more than twice as expensive, right? Let's see, it goes 8 tiles instead of 6 at the cost of 5 times. But it's moving higher throughput as well, so that means it's 97 versus, let's say, 30? Minus another 30% because of the extra distance. So yeah, it actually is only about a little bit over twice as expensive. That's actually very reasonable then, if it simplifies the design. Yeah, because we can basically do one full yellow red belt here, split it at the end, and then it just gets a little bit easier to work with, and it looks nicer. Because otherwise, we also have to make it double width, and I don't really like that option. Unfortunately, the coal is not able to use red belt. I mean, it can use red belt to cover the distance, but it can't use red belt get past these gaps. However, I do see a way to minimize the amount of belt we have to use, which I think is a good idea. There's like a bit of... Smart belting is a little bit finicky if you're just trying to switch directions. You just have to make sure you click off of it first so you don't quick replace. But that seemed to be fine. Yeah, we have another lane of coal here. So basically the idea is that this just goes here. The coal for the second plastic lane also fuels all of these inserters on top, which I think is really good. How much shorter? It makes it 4 tiles shorter. Do I care about shortness right now? Because we're going to need another one of these. It'll probably go about here. So we can definitely just put red chips in the middle of the base right now. And then we need green chips for that. So we need one of these over here, one of these over here. Maybe we can make it double length. That evens it out a little bit. That makes the height fairly similar. I am realizing now we don't have any way for the rail to get out of here. Something tells me that our building outpost, the trains are not going to have very straight lines. Like, I wholeheartedly expect the train to have to go from here, and then here, and then to the outpost, or something like that. I would not be surprised if it has to go around the whole base, which does add like 30 seconds, probably, of delay to the building train, but that's not the end of the world or anything. It's just a little bit annoying. But yeah, we have more than enough red chips. We'll have more than enough red chips from this. Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about 2 tiles. We can just use yellow belt. It's not like it simplifies the design a ton either. So it's nothing to stress about. Okay, so we'll keep them in line. Actually, is the pressure good enough? Oh yeah, it should be fine. This is pretty close to the throughput of max throughput of a, well, no, it's like half the throughput of a pipe, which is a lot actually. I have not really been considering the throughput of petroleum byproducts. Obviously, they're going to be a problem at some point. I just am not sure when. Okay, now this is the annoying part. I actually need all of these to be flipped, and I think I just have to do that manually. Because you can't flip a chemical plant yet. That's the key point, yet. Wait, isn't, does anyone know? Okay, isn't the expansion adding some way to flip chemical plants? Or am I imagining that? Because I swear I remember reading about that. Can I flip this like I'm expecting to? I think I can. Yeah, I remember them doing, I think I remember them doing something about chem plants. And I guess refineries as well to make them flippable. But I don't really know what that would entail. Oh, I don't need pipe in this. There we go. Right now, I'm just trying to get all of the inserters flipped. Oh, wait, I don't think I want the... I'm literally just trying to copy the belt right now. Okay, then I guess we remove the inserters and these. Yeah, this is the only thing that I want. I don't know if this is faster than manually building it all, but seems like it might be. Okay, so we do have to change how we do the side load because of the plastic, but that's not a huge deal. Okay, so this gets side loaded on the outside. Yeah, it's very easy to do. We should be good there. Okay, then this one is a little bit trickier, but not tricky by any means. It just means we have to do a little extra underground, which is only really complicates the belt savings later, but not a problem by any means. Okay, so those work. This works. I'm imagining it works. I don't actually know for sure. I just don't see that one being a problem. But basically, we have one full lane of coal going here, one full lane of coal going here, and the extra coal gets used for the burner inserters, which we should have more than enough. So I think even at full speed, I don't think 160 burner inserters will consume all of the coal. So we should be good. These are not running. Oh, it's because we don't have power. Right. I'm actually going to download the mod, see if I can find a mod for large power poles. Like, literally nothing else. I only want large power poles. Does anybody have an idea in mind? That isn't editor extension. That's the big thing. I know editor extension has it, but editor extension doesn't work. Because it breaks things. Large power poles? That's all right. That could work. What other options are there? Large electric pole. That could work. They don't really have. Only one of them has that size listed. Has the size listed. 64 by 64 is decent. I wanted to be like 128 though. Yeah, this one doesn't really say. Let's see what other options are there. Huge. What about huge? What are some synonyms? Huge power. Nope. Huge electric. Nope. I think large electric pole is the way to go. It would be funny if the mod literally just makes an electric pole that takes up like a 4x4 area. That would be a great troll. It's just the pole itself is larger, but it doesn't have any practical difference. Okay, we'll see if there's some mod conflicts, but I can't imagine there is. I think it's just because editor extension adds like... I think my understanding was that it treats things as like just multiple entities, which is why they can do like fancy stuff with infinity pipes, which breaks the mods. I don't know. That was the vibe I got when someone tried to explain it. Also, this fits very perfectly within there. I kind of wasn't expecting that to not have any overlap. Okay, large. No, that's not how you spell large. No wonder why it's not finding it. Cannot be used to power other entities directly. Okay, so it's not useful. That looks pretty cool though. Wait, that's a nice icon. It looks weird sideways, but I like it. Also, it is larger, if anyone's wondering. It is physically larger, but it does not have the grid that I wanted, so we will disable that. We'll do another one, which is... What was it called? Large power poles, I think, was the difference. Ooh, wait, better power poles. The large pole and the substation have longer wire distance. This might do it. It doesn't really say the values. Okay, on the web page, they're not that different. You just rebalance them slightly. Bulk teleporters? No, that's not what we really need. Okay, let's try this one. There is also a chance that this does the exact same thing and it doesn't affect the grid, which is always a possibility, but you know, it's worth trying. Okay, what other options? I could install space exploration. That seems a bit excessive though. Okay, so what is this one called? Is that a 64 by 64? I mean, I guess that's better. Yeah, it's definitely better. It's not as large as I would like, but it's better than placing substations everywhere. Okay, so that's a contender. What if I look up the word pylon? That's what they're called in space exploration. That could work. Why is my voice so quiet? I'm not talking quieter than normal. Is my mic settings weird? Guess I have it a little lower than normal, but not that much lower. I don't know. It should be better now. Okay, pylon. No. Enables fast-paced replacing the base game station games. Enables fast replacing the base game substation with pylons. Yep, that is not what I want. Okay, so I don't think we are going to find a great option. What if I type just like 128? Like, what if somebody just named it power 128 by 128? That would be fantastic. Electric tile? Well, that just looks cool. I don't think that does anything, but it does look cool. Electric drill, 16 by 16 area. That is and a burner drill down 4 by 4. Now that's what we need. That's a mod we need. A smaller electric furnaces. Okay, so there's a lot of things with the word electric in its name. So this is a... Oh, wait. Better big electric pole. Maximum wire distance is the same as robot. No. Almost invisible wires. I was gonna say I have a fix for that, just delete all the graphics, but my mod, when I played through that, it didn't actually work. Widens the range so they don't have empty areas between them. Okay, so that's just gonna be like a +1 or 2 distance. That, this has a possibility. Like, that's definitely an option. No electrical hitbox, that's just squeak through kind of thing. There are not as many options as... Okay, I guess because most people play with electricity, for the most part, you're a little less motivated to want to just like temporarily power assembling machines. But my thought process is we just power the assembling machines first, right? Because those are easy enough to it's easy enough to power assembly machines, and we never have to worry about fitting power poles for the inserters. Like, there's always large gaps for assembly machines, right? We haven't had a single design yet where we can't fit a power pole in for the assembly machines. Whereas if you were doing an inserter build with power, having to account for the power poles does actually matter. But here it matters less, so we've just kind of been lazy. Okay, technically I could build these in two different times. I don't think I need to worry about it because they're so cheap. But like, we don't need this one until the next stage. But it only adds like 100 entities. Probably will be more like... It's probably going to be more like... I want to say... Actually, no, yeah. It'll probably be like 50 fewer entities whenever we do the entity savings with undergrounds. So it's not super high prio to fix it. Okay, that should be good. It's not working for some reason. That's because we still have not powered it. Don't know why I thought things would be different. Okay, and then we need an affinity accumulator, electric energy interface. We don't have editor extensions anymore, which, if anyone hasn't looked at this before, it is in a very bizarre unit of like watts per tick or something. Because this right here, I don't know how much this is, but yeah, this right here, the power production is in a very, very bizarre unit, like ticks per... I want to say ticks per... ticks per second. Watts per tick. It's very confusing. Okay, so this is 4. And these should back up a little bit. That's how they saturate the whole belt. Okay, so I think this is fine, and this is fine. Joules per tick. Does the game actually treat them properly? Like, I know the actual unit would be joules. I thought the game handled it weird. Or maybe that was just a mod. Yeah, it would probably be joules per tick. I played Warptorio, and they had the units wrong for all of the power. They had it written as watts per tick, so I wasn't sure if that was... I just kind of assumed that was how the game handled it, but it might have just been Warptorio being wrong. It was probably just Warptorio being wrong. But yeah, it was confusing watts for joules, and then it just had watts per second as all of the energy capacity or something. It was very confusing. This is backed up, right? Not broken. What? How? Okay, so editor... This shouldn't be possible. This really shouldn't be possible. I've not figured out what causes it. It definitely has to do with the mod. It has some... 100% has something to do with staged editor. The staged editor, but I don't know exactly what causes it. Basically, the game only ever considers... I guess that makes sense. There's real... Other than, like... There's real no reason to ever use watts behind the scenes. That would just be weird extra calculations. Because it's literally just converting it into a time unit to make it easier for humans. And for some calculations. But leaving it as joules makes a lot of things a lot simpler. Unless you need to do unit conversion. And someone wrote an equation in watts. But it's a pretty... Honestly, all power... This might be controversial. Probably not that controversial. But power units in general are terrible. just pointing it out there. Like, kilowatt hours, absolutely done. Shouldn't exist. I know what it means. I don't like that it exists. It is the worst power unit ever. It's like joules, but more confusing. And like, in some sense, it does kind of make sense. But also, like, why? It's like, oh, this is how much power it uses in an hour. It's like, okay. That's just multiply two numbers together. It's not hard. But yeah, I don't like that unit. We use it a lot here. And I don't know if it's used elsewhere. It's very much used in America, and it's weird. Like, it's how they list your power bill, or it's how the power company charges you. And I don't like it. It's one of those things that has like almost no effect on your life, so it doesn't really matter that much. But it just makes you wonder why. Okay, so this isn't that much taller. I guess it's only two tiles taller. I can make it one tile shorter if I use some red belt. But I don't think that'd be worth it. If I use entirely red belt, I can make it two tiles shorter. Same here. Okay. Is it just like the universal standard? I mean, I guess technically it is. At least it's like partially. Yes, I want to say it's SI, but because it's in hours, it's not really. I guess it's still metric. There we go. It's still metric. It's just weird. At least it's not horsepower though. Thermal units. So thermal units doesn't bother me that much. And I think the reason is just that, aside from like the weather, it doesn't come up that often. It annoys me when I have to do math, like, you know, when I have to actually like solve a problem for something. But thermal units don't bother me in the day-to-day life because it really doesn't matter. Like, let's say Celsius, for example. A lot of people use the argument that it's when water boils when it's at 100, which is fair. But I gotta say, I've never had to use water boiling as a reference in life. Pretty much never. So like once you just get used to it, it's really just oh, it feels cold today, and that's all that matters. It's when you get to having to do math that they are very annoying, and they don't convert that cleanly. Like 9/5 plus 32, that's your ratio. Like what is that ratio? Then it's irksome. But it could be worse. People could use ranking. Like it exists, but I don't think I've ever really seen anyone use ranking. And I'm very glad for that. Because it shouldn't exist. I don't know why it exists. If anybody knows, I'm actually slightly curious. I wonder if it just I wonder if its sole purpose is to help convert like standards to Fahrenheit. It could just be for like converting equations, and nobody actually uses it as a measurement. I'm saying that right, right? It is ranking. Yeah, ranking. Um, my screen's kind of flickering. That seems bad. I think it's because I tabbed out to check what ranking is. We'll see if it flickers when the game's in the main screen. Okay, so we have plastic. In an hour and a half, we got plastic done. Although, admittedly, most of that time was not spent working on plastic. It was spent trying to figure out how the mod works and also unbreaking my save because it was very, very, very broken. And I also need to figure out how exactly to use. I still haven't actually figured out how to use the blueprints. Admittedly, we spent like 30 minutes on it, and I couldn't figure it out. Like, I know we can edit this. I just don't know exactly how to decide what to use as grid position. Because everything was a very, very different absolute position, or grid position when I tried it. And I think it might be because my blueprints have some weird things that aren't actually part of my base that probably breaks it. I think it'll make more sense whenever we don't have this. Module preloading. Ooh, wait, what's that? Huh. It is possible to create these blueprints. I I wonder if he added that note there so that way we know it's not banned during speedruns. Because I was wondering about the gray assemblers. What am I looking for here? Oh, to-do list. I'm going to take a screenshot of this to-do list. Actually, wait, is there an export button? Hold on, I think I see an export there. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, so we're gonna clean. That makes it that we can actually see. Much nicer. Okay, I was just gonna retype them all, but apparently they had a nice little string we can use to copy it, which is way, way better. But yeah, we should definitely all use Kelvin. I forget. Oh, that's what it was. So I had to do an assignment one time in um so I don't think I copied it. Attempt number 2. Yeah, that definitely didn't copy it. Anyway, I had to do an assignment one time in a class, and we had to come up with a group name, and we just had this great reference. Our group name was Kelvin and Hobbes because we both absolutely loved Calvin and Hobbes. It's a fantastic comic. I can't really say anything bad about it. I absolutely love it. Very well made comic, but we called it Kelvin and Hobbes, and then when we submitted the assignment, our teacher like made a comment about it because he thought it was fun. But like every time he said our group name, he had a different typo in it. Like one time he just said Calvin and Hops. One time he just said Kevin instead of the L, which made me think he did not get the meme or the reference. So yeah, at some point it became Kevin and Hobbes, which just sounds like an awesome spin-off series of Calvin and Hobbes, where Hobbes is a bunny. Why can't I hear the game? Oh, now the game music is really quiet. Okay, but yeah, every time I see the word Kelvin, I think of that and how it should be its own little spin-off series about I had him pictured as like a chubby little baseball player named Kevin, and then Hops was always just a bunny that was a little bit worse for wear, a very destroyed, well-loved bunny. Okay, does this look good? We have a to-do list now. More acid and batteries. Oh, we do need that. I'm sure we can fit that here. It won't be clean, but we can definitely fit it there. And I don't think we need any more blue chips. We do need. Oh, we need prod 3 production. I guess that's what we're about to produce. What's this doing? Nothing. This isn't supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look like that. Okay. So yeah, we need prod 3s. I think. Well, let's see. If we want the rail to go through here, this isn't actually a great spot. We can maybe do them here, because the thing is, we need prod 3s, and we only need how many laps do we have? 12. That's 24 times 2 plus 4, 52. That doesn't sound right. Oh, plus these. Actually, am I really using prod 3s here? I think I am. Yeah, I think I am. So that's another 10. Oh, that's another 40. So we need about 100 prod 3s before we finally get science at our full speed. Is that a lot? I feel like that's a lot. 100 prod 3s, they use 20 each. That's 2,000 prod 1s. That's a lot, isn't it? Well, okay, we're producing 1 per second. That's like 20 minutes of prod module production. That's actually not that bad. But that means it's going to take a while before they get to our silo. So I think we just need to prioritize it. Like everything will get prod 1s initially, and then we'll manually upgrade them. Because these are the lowest priority, I think, over research. And definitely not priority over the silo itself. Oh wait, I guess I could have just done this. Yeah, 92. Okay, so we need 92. Okay, so we need modules. Maybe we split this, because this is where a lot of our blue chips are going to be going. Sorry, not blue chips. This is a lot of where the red chips are going to be going. So I'd say we double this. Maybe not double. Actually, wait. Do we need to double it? I'm trying to think. We need 7,000 modules per hour. This produces, let's see, can it give it to me in hours? No. But this gives me about 6,000. Okay, so that's enough. This can supply all of our outposts, I believe. I have the numbers somewhere, but I need to recalculate them. Because I think I realized I can produce way more outposts per hour than I thought I could. But yeah, we have 40 assemblers producing modules. I think we should double it, and we should make half of them prod modules and half of them speed modules to start with. Because we need to start getting prod modules for our base. So something like this, I think, would be reasonable. Which layer are these? These are 4.2. Okay. There we go. So let's add a module here, or a module assembler there. Filter out the speeds to the left. Doesn't really matter where it goes. So that way we can start doing prod 3s. Realistically, I think I want prod 3s earlier, but I don't know if I've researched them yet. Probably not, because this being built to this being built, I think there's not a huge gap between them, so we probably don't need prod 3s yet. We can just start buffering things. And that does remind me, we probably need to start buffering sciences, right? Not sciences, but space science. Yeah, we don't have a space science buffer. We do, however, have roughly, let's see, how far is this? That is 100 tiles. Okay, we do have like an entire rocket or two worth of belt to buffer stuff, so maybe we don't need a buffer for space science. We also might start launching before we have prod 3s. That's a perfectly viable option. What is this? Weird assembly machine in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, half and half. Okay, so this will supply half of our RCUs, right? That is 1 per second. We need, so yeah, that will supply half the RCUs to get it started. That should be fine. And then we have an expansion later, which I imagine will also be 50-50. Let's see, what's Ooh, oh, we also need efficiency modules. We might just split this up to be efficiency modules as well. Let's see. Let's look at the recipes. I don't know why I'm looking at the recipes. That's not what I need. This recipe is what I need. Okay, so 4 speed modules, 4 prod modules. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio of efficiency modules to prod modules. That's easy enough. And then I think we needed, let's see, do we have a save somewhere? I think I might just have to look at my save, see what the ratio is. Efficiency module to outpost. Okay. So this outpost is 2/3 of the size of the actual run, I think, or half the size of the actual run. It depends how you count it. But right now this uses a 2-to-1 ratio. That's not right. Because I think these have efficiency modules in it. Yeah, they won't have those. We can also, this last one is slightly wasteful. I don't think we care about the power production that much. Actually, do we care about it we might not care about it at all. Let's see. So this uses 52 and 44. What's the full power of those things? That's 434 kilowatts. This is 217. Let's just call that 700 kilowatts times 50. 35 megawatts. That's a lot. That's a lot, actually. That's an entire, not an entire set. It's a quarter of a power plant to power these without efficiency modules. Okay, so yeah, I think these efficiency modules are important. I don't think we need 2 in everyone. I think we can make do with 3 in everyone instead of 2. Because the price difference is not that much different. Or the power difference isn't that much different. Like, technically, this is twice the power as this, but if you look at it in absolute numbers, it's like 6 megawatts versus 3 or something. It's not a huge difference in that sense. We can always add one later if we change our mind. But these are the numbers we need. So that is 100 plus another 100. Okay, so we can say each outpost uses roughly 200 efficiency modules and needs 200 prods and... Okay, so it's a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. I did not realize we needed so many efficiency modules. For a second, you were wondering why there was oil stuff in research masters patches, then you remembered burner miners. Yeah, they're rough. I guess technically, I was mentioning it earlier since someone asked. The all burner mod, which we won't be using, it would affect the outpost stage a little bit. It wouldn't affect it a ton. It would slightly change this design, but really not by much. Effectively, what we would do if we needed coal in the outpost, we would just bring coal with this. Our building train would have one train worth of fuel in it as well. That would kickstart all of these things. That's the only difference it would really make, which is another reason where there's no real reason to include it when I could stay within the realms of the speedrun rules. But yeah, it would slightly affect the outposts. It won't really affect the main base at all. But yeah, we have a lot of oil production at the outposts. And I figured that would be a better way than shipping fuel to them. Shipping fuel to them just seemed a little bit unrealistic. Yeah, we need a 1-to-1 ratio of efficiency modules to speeds to prods. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, and then I said that's about half what I need, right? So that means I do need... Okay, that means I do need about 6,000 per hour. Okay, so we need this much, but it needs to produce efficiency, speeds, and prods in a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay. That's a little bit tricky. Actually, no, it's not. Is it? Yeah, because we have to account for RCUs. RCUs complicate things. Also, I think modules in our base don't complicate anything, though, so that helps. So that part's nice. But basically, we need 40 more speeds just for efficiency modules. So that makes me think we need... Oh gosh, yeah, this is... Never mind, this is a weird ratio. That means we have to divide 40 into 12? Huh. Okay, I think I see what I can... I think I know what to... Do I know what to do? Basically, the only way to get the numbers to divide evenly is rough. The efficiency modules finally found a use besides ingredients for Spidertron. That's not true. They're also an ingredient for power armor. But yeah, they're not generally that useful. But I can save basically 2 to 3 entire power plants by using efficiency modules. Because 40 megawatts for oil in every single base is a lot. At a steady state, I think it's only 10 though. We just have it extremely overproduced to saturate the belt. But yeah, we need efficiency modules, I think, while they're started. We might not. I just, they're cheap enough that it's not the end of the world to account for them, and we can always remove them later. But it'll be a lot harder to add them later than it would be to remove them. So we're planning around them. But yeah, we have... So we need 40 divided by 3, right? So we need about 14 assemblers for each. We'll say, yeah, we need 14 assemblers for each. Interesting. Sorry, somebody is hammering something upstairs. If you hear what sounds like a woodpecker in the background, that's what it is. Someone's working on something. Okay, so I said we needed modules early. What if I do 14? Okay, so this is the issue. We need to sideload this somehow in a very compact spot. What if I just make it a tile wider? I might make it wider because we have space. Also, this does not run. I think that... Oh, did we disable this layer? Yeah, we disabled this layer. That makes sense. And these are dead, somehow. I think it has to do with the disable button. Maybe. I think that's when our troubles started. Yeah, we need to sideload these onto the top. Or Actually, I don't think there's an ore. I think that's our only option. We have to sideload these onto the top somehow. Because I like that they're sharing a belt. But it does look like we just need to make it one tile wider, which really is not the end of the world. I was just hoping we could avoid it. But there's still hope. There might be another option. I don't know why I think there's another option. We literally have 2 free tiles to work with. And I'm sitting here trying to be hopeful that we can somehow sideload in this area. Can we do something weird with belt swapping? No, of course, because it's not, because it's burner inserters. Burner inserters are terrible at that. Okay, so I guess that begs the question: do I want it to be a tile taller or a tile wider? Tile wider adds fewer entities, but I don't know if it actually fixes it. Let's see. So if I add it here, it adds 1 entity. If I make it a tile taller, we add 40 entities. Okay, so wider is definitely better in this case. I don't think 1 tile is enough, though. I think it needs to be at least 2 tiles wider. Maybe even 3. What if I go down? Is that an option? I don't think so. Because basically I was thinking, what if we have like a fast transport belt going out the bottom somehow? Which I can make this work. If it actually was functional, and then we don't need this extra tile, and then we send it up, and then we sideload it here. But I think we still need 1 tile for that to work. What if these output on the other side? That's an option, right? That might work. Did I change anything just then? I don't think that changed anything. It was literally the exact same thing. This is where I meant to put it. Okay, so that could go straight through. Okay, that's promising. Wait. I think that works. Okay, I think that's fine. Oh wait, except for the fact that how do I get that in there? I don't think I do. Okay, I get it now. I get what we're doing. It's not the best, but it works. Okay, an underground can go. Actually, I guess I shouldn't say it works yet. It works for 1 side. It almost worked. Okay, if we have 2 tiles, if we make it 2 tiles wider, just keep raising our standard until we're just like, okay, so if it's 5 tiles wider, then it works. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I think it's good, though. I think this one's functional. So this is the cost of, like... I don't really know how many extra entities, but it does have extra entities. But it's not that many. It's not that many more, and it's not that much wider. Okay, I hate this with every fiber of my being. It looks awful. But it does the job. Mission accomplished. That's what matters. Just wait until we find out I need more product. I completely underestimated how many production modules I need, and we need to double this. I don't think that's going to happen. But there is always the chance that we can expand way faster than I'm expecting. I don't really think that will be the case. But it's definitely a possibility. Okay, is there anything we can do to condense this now? Probably not. Yeah, no, I don't think it's worth it, even if it is. The only reason we redesigned is because we just needed to make it work in the first place. It wasn't to like make it slightly denser. Okay, so now that we need a second row though, that gives us the option of possibly condensing the fuel belt, but I don't think it's worth it. No, having the fuel belt separate is good for start time. So yeah, let's not. Let's not condense them. What I could do is I could start this second lane with the end of this one, but I want to make sure this can start full speed without having to set to fill up this belt, because that's doubling the start time, or more than doubling the start time. If I have them combined through the middle, it would save a little bit. It would save like 20 entities, but it would add like, I don't know how much belt this is. Let's see. It's a little taller than that. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 300 tiles. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes of start time. It's not the end of the world. But that's also, there's no reason. There's no reason to add 3 minutes of start time when it has almost no benefit. Okay, so where does that leave me here? We can get red chips from above this. We can also get green chips from above it. So I think we just mirror them. I think that's the strat. We mirror the inputs, but we flip the output lane, I guess. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work, but I think that's what we need to do. And this one doesn't need to be awkwardly sideloaded, does it? Oh, no, it does. Oh, but this time we can just go under. Okay. Would that have been easier? Is that worth it? We've already designed it. We can save 1 tile if we go under. That's probably not worth it, though. It is worth it here, though. Okay, so this gives me 12 plus 14. So we need another 14, 14, and... Wait, how's that math work out? Oh, I wanted a total of 62 speed mods. I think we're very heavily overproducing speed mods in this, if anyone's wondering. Way too much production. But I figured it's better to have too much than too little. Is it really very easy to cut things down? I mean, technically, you cut things down, it means you can condense the base, but if you don't condense it, it's not like it's the end of the world. Okay, where was it? Okay, so I think for this one, we just add a gap at the 7 mark, which would be right here. And we just send it down. That's what I'm thinking we do here. Yeah, that seems very reasonable. We also need to flip it though, because the inputs are going to come from another side. Actually, wait, the inputs are the easiest part of this. Why am I flipping it? Literally, there's no reason to do that. Solid fuel can come from wherever. We'll just paste that. Doesn't matter where. Now we can move this. We can actually move it a little bit closer. If we're willing to use a couple extra entities, which I think in this case is worth it. There we go. This goes to the bottom. Actually, wait, I think top is better, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, technically, I could sideload it down here if I really wanted to with the blue chips. That does have the advantage of coordinate them into one spot, which I do like. Oh, wait, is 14 right? No, that's not the right ratio. I do not know what the ratio is, but that's not right. We need 12 speed mods, actually. Wait. Yeah, okay, so we need 26 more speed modules. I think it does not matter which order they go. I figured speed modules early makes sense if we can sideload them, but I don't think we can sideload them. Oh, wait. Wait. That's a little bit far away, but I think it's viable. It's either that or we sideload it at the end. I don't think it really matters that much, though, so I don't need to stress too much about it. I guess I could have the belt going the other way. Actually, yeah, no, there's no reason not to do that. Let's just have the belts going opposite directions. So this one goes this way. They meet in the middle. And then actually they should meet a little bit farther over. So let's keep this compressed for now. Move that over, move this over, and move this over. Because obviously we should just have it right above it if this is what we're going with. Which would be right here. We'll add that. Should we add it later? No, we should add it now. It's definitely easier if we add it now. Okay, so the plan was to just take this. The plan was to take this. We put our mouse over the inventory though, or over some UI element, so it didn't work. Okay, and then I guess we can just fill the gap like that. I don't know why I was moving the undergrounds for that earlier. There we go. And we can even save the tile. Gosh, if that was... I think we might end up shifting it, because if we can have this just fit straight above it, I think that would be very nice. So let's try to get that alignment to work. I think we have the tiles to work with for that. I'm kind of hoping we do. Because I am kind of banking on it right now with the way we have it set up. Because this actually is also not supposed to be on this layer. It's supposed to be on 4.3. Okay, so we can just paste it right there. It's not that much farther. It is a little bit wider than I would have liked, but it's not awful. And then it flips here. Okay, so these ones are efficiency modules. Still feel like we're using way too many efficiency modules, but we'll survive. I guess it's easy enough to change our ratios here if we decide to. If I had to do it live, I would probably just add like a filter at the end and then have buffer chests that we had to add. If we realize we are underproducing. Okay, so we need 1 lane of green chips. Technically, ooh, do I have any other uses for red chips at this point in the run? Because I can make, this produces 15 per second. This only consumes 10. So I can make this 30% smaller, which I think, let's make it 25% smaller. Yeah, if I make this 25% smaller, that is still, what is that, 11? 15 divided by times 7.5, or 0.75. So that gives us 1 bonus red chip per hour. We can send that into roboports or something, or maybe substations. But I don't think we have any other use for red chips this late in the run. This is just producing stuff for outposts. And I think modules are the only things we need for that. So that means we can decrease the size of this, which means we can make do with 3 of these and probably 1 full size. This one's hard to scale down. But one full belt of green chips. Which, yeah, green chip production is very, very inefficient with the burner inserters, I will say that. So yeah, we can do that. So we'll do an entire row cutoffs. That's 90 assemblers. Which, oh, that, I don't think this actually simplifies anything. Yeah, 11.25. That's exactly what we need. I guess it depends how it tessellates, but I don't think cutting off that row, I guess it does make things simpler. We still have to hand connect all of the fuel, but I think if I copy it properly, I think we can copy it pretty easily. Let's see if this works. Oh my gosh, wow. I thought that would just not work. But yeah, because it's an even number. And we're actually like just cutting off the side of it, that worked pretty easily. A lot of the times when we change our coal grids, we also are flipping at the same time. So pretty much every other time that we've done that, we've had to reroute every single coal belt by hand because we're getting coal from a different direction. But here is pretty straightforward. I need to do that more often. It's way easier to build things when you can just cut and paste. Okay, so we need to flip it vertically. So red chips come from the top. This produces a very weird... Never mind, we will not flip it vertically. I was trying to simplify where the fuel came from, but I don't have to. I don't want to have to flip the middle belts. I might have... No, I don't have to. Okay, so we do red chips first, or green chips first. So that's this design. It can just go right above it. No problems there. What is this belt? What is that belt that I copied? Is that just a fuel belt? Oh, that's a belt for the green chips later. Okay, so we don't need that. Okay, so this can go one tile lower. I like that. We do need to line it up again. I really wish we could use red belt for these, but that's not really. Red belt isn't very much an option when it comes to burner inserters because they're just so terrible. Really, it doesn't really complicate things, but it makes expanding a little bit harder just because you don't really have those options. Okay, so one of these is green chip output. The other one is messed up, I guess. I don't really know. The green chip outputs here and here. Okay, so this should be a whole belt of green chips, which I believe is supposed to go towards here. Okay, so let's do that first. Just follow the belt. We're gonna have so many entity savings here. Like, look at all these belts. That's like, this is like 600 belts here. We can probably reduce that by at least half, probably a third. So we can save like 500 entities. Same for a lot of these furnace lanes. Like, I imagine anywhere we have belt, we could probably save, well, we'll be trading about, I'd say at least 10,000 belts in this design. Maybe not 10,000, because burner inserters can't use the full length usually. But I imagine we can reduce it by at least 5,000 to 5 to 10,000 here. Trading it for like 4,000 undergrounds. That's a lot. That's a lot of entities. It's also a lot more iron, but you know, it saves so much bot time. No idea what this is. I think this was my way of getting solid fuel to that awkwardly designed lane without having to do it manually. Yeah, that seems like something I would do. Okay, so we have full belt of blue chips. Good evening, Eagle Wolf. Welcome, welcome. This seems reasonable. One belt of that. What do we do with the extra green chips? Is there anything we do with them? I think we just accept that we don't need it. I am struggling to figure out any meaningful way to use a third of a belt of green chips that is not going to add more time than it's worth. Progress is burning low. I would say so. We're currently designing the module build to produce. The goal is 7,000 total modules per hour, I think. I think that seems reasonable. That's basically adding 6 green chip outposts per hour, which is not nearly what they do in 100%, but we also have in normal 100%, but we do have a larger base, more entities in our outposts, so I think 1 per 10 minutes is realistic. But yeah, that's we need basically a 1-to-1 ratio of speed modules to prod modules to efficiency modules, which is weird to be using so many efficiency modules in a run. It might be worth it to just not use efficiency modules, but I have not fully decided on that yet because I don't really know how much power we'll need. And how much water I'll have available. That's the main thing. It's kind of hard to get enough water for my base. So efficiency modules in the outpost will save roughly, I think about half a gigawatt. It's hard to say. I don't really know what the constant consumption is. I only know what the peak consumption is. Because I have more chemical plants than we strictly need. But I haven't figured out what the steady state is. Currently it's for we need to saturate a whole belt problem, not a we need this many to run constantly problem. Okay, I think this, wait, what do we copy? Do we copy these in pairs? This is designed in pairs. That's going to be annoying. Hopefully this cuts down well. I wonder. No, this produces half a belt. Never mind. Because this is what we need to copy, and we only need 2/3 of it. So I guess first things first, we just copy all of it and see how it works. We're going to line it up here. I have no real reason to line them up. It just feels nice to have the furnaces lined up. It makes connecting resources a lot easier. And just visualizing base. Like when things are in a nice line, it's a lot easier to tell where the end is. Unlike here, where it's kind of jagged. But that's because this side has way fewer directly going into smelting lanes. It has some weird designs like rocket fuel and blue chips, stuff like that. So it's hard to keep those lined up. But yeah, we basically just need to cut the top half of this. Which I think all that affects is our fuel. Okay, I don't think this is I don't think this is as problematic as I thought it would. Whoops. As I thought it would be. That was the wrong button. Actually, I'm trying to... Let's see. This is half a belt of green, one belt of cable, half a belt of green, one belt of cable, half a belt of green, one belt of cable. Should I just build all of it? The more I look at it, the more I think I should just build all of it. Does it simplify things? I guess that's what it boils down to. Do things get simpler if I do a third of if I do less production? Because on the one hand, I do have the option of getting more red chips. I don't see myself needing any more, unless I want to do more Roboport production. But I think, ooh, actually, I don't know. I haven't increased Roboport production. I should probably look at their base for that. Because I know they do a lot of Roboport production with like their first thing they have bots build. But I don't know if it increases after that, because I really don't know how many Roboports you need in a design like this, especially since they probably buffer a lot early on. At least for me, they will. But like I know there was some large Roboport production somewhere around here. It was in like the early bot phase. No idea where that is. I think it's before beacons. Maybe if I hide the power grids, things get easier to find. I wish I could zoom in a little bit farther and still have it be in map mode. That would make things so much easier to find. Beacons. Oh wait, I think I'm looking at the wrong side of the base. The base is flipped over what I'm visualizing. That's prod 3 production, which we still need to do. Well, actually, wait, that's what we're setting up right now. I guess still need to do is the wrong word. Okay, those are not the right types of Roboports. That's the silo. Oh, we haven't produced the silo yet. We don't have concrete. That's probably important. What if I do this? That's the wrong thing. Rate calculator. The rate calculator might give me information. I don't know what kind of information, but it'll give me information. It'll tell me how many assemblers they have. I don't think that's really useful, but it will tell me how many they have. I think I saw it. I'm looking for a Roboport icon right now. By just scrolling through this list, which I don't think is searchable, right? No, max rate calculator is not searchable. Okay. 0.3 and 0.15. Okay. How much is one assembly machine? Okay, so they do only have 2 assembly machines. So if I had to guess, one of them is post bots and one of them is super early on, right? Where's the hand-built portion of the base? That's not this is definitely not hand-built. That's not hand-built. This isn't hand-built. Is this hand-built? No. I think the hand-built is like in the middle, right? It could be this. No, that's definitely not hand-built. Is that hand-built? No, that's still not hand-built. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so if I had to guess, one of the Roboport assemblers is somewhere near Blue Science. This. And the other one, I think... Okay, so if this is the hand-built, then I think the Roboport assembler is somewhere over here. near the train mall, I believe. Gosh, there's so much. How how do you edit a base when you can't find it? I can't imagine what editing like an actual base is. Like, I guess at some point if you make it, you kind of know where things are. That is probably not too bad. There's just so much. It's hard to find like a single assembler, especially when it's so dense like this one. Absolutely no idea where this is. You know, I'm just gonna make the assumption that I have enough roboports. If not, that's fine. We can add more. But I feel like we don't need extra robochips for them. But I think robochips are roboports are the easy thing to add here. Okay, so our base is much taller on this side, which is a little bit of a problem. I don't think it's a huge problem, because I think all of the stuff we do next we can build on this side. So keeping all the green chips on the left, I think, is just easy to visualize. Although we might not have enough copper. Interesting. Wait, what?